Hey everyone, so we got more RTA matches for you today. I think I only have 4 today. Some of them went a little long because the picking was just intense, I guess we'll say. So as you see on the screen here, I think I started the day at 9. I ended up at 8 today, which is okay. I'm yo-yoing back and forth, but I think by the end of the season, if I finish top 20, I'd say it's gonna be a good win for me to finish top 20. That'd be cool. So anyway, let's get into the matches. All right, so our first match here, mysterious opponent. As you guys see, I changed my icon and my little banner around my icon. I just don't care anymore. The people who are on those higher accounts are going to beat me anyway, even if they know who I am. All right, so first pick here is Nero, and I first pick Ashlyn, and then Jonathan, which is a pretty good counter to Nero. And then they counter pick with Alicia, and then they go into Hakron. So Hakron and Nero is pretty deadly. I like doing that combo myself. But if a Nero is an Avarice set, it makes it even scarier. Mine is just in Dragon Scale, so he still won't hit very hard. But here, I pick Halia just in case I end up not banning the Alicia. I might end up banning Hakron here. And then I pick Jabez just in case they want to counter pick. And I can still jump into somebody with Halia because now the Jabez is out of the picture. So here he goes with Corrupt Orac, which is always a pain in the butt for me just because of the RNG. But waiting for his last pick here. And he ends up going with Thor, level 70. So I'm assuming this Thor is booked before I go into this match. But I later found out from the person who I was playing, doesn't have him booked. So anyway, my last pick was Jocasta. And I ended up banning the Alicia because I'm going to try and ride this Ashlyn to victory. And then he ended up banning, who did he ban? I can't, Halia, yeah. So, here I'm in a interesting spot. I kind of want to stun the Nero, but I think I should be able to tank the Nero hit because what I'm going to try and do here is one-shot the Thor, which is why I put up the invincibility, because if I kill Thor, then the Hakron can only get one hit off. But it just wasn't enough. He was in guard set, which was pretty cool. And then the Hakron being there, I think, really helped as well. So here I'm in a spot where I end up having my Jabez get killed. So now I 100% have to ride this Ashlyn to victory. If not, then it is over. So I'm just switching back and forth here. I probably misplayed here a little bit. I probably should have tried to take out that Corrupt Orac. I end up going back and healing the Jonathan, and he's focusing Jonathan now, which is smart because he really kind of stops the Nero in his tracks. So here I heal up Jonathan a little bit and put up the attack down and defense down. And here, I'm debating switching back, but I'm around full health to do the stun, and I think I end up doing that. Let's see here. I can't remember. Down to the last second. Okay, I end up doing it. And then I just go with the A1 there. Because I want to try and loop back around to do her ultimate on her light mode. I tried to silence the Corrupt Orac, but she doesn't have a whole lot of focus on Ashlyn, so if he ends up silencing her, I won't be able to loop back around, and then I'm one more turn away. And as you can see here, he's just he's slowly picking away my team, and he gets the stun on the Corrupt Orac. And because my Ashlyn is too fast, she won't benefit from the Jocasta cleanse. and that ended up costing me here, I think. So, fun game with Rap 2 there. Little showcase of Thor, so we'll move on to the next one. All right, match number 2, another mysterious opponent with an Evelyn icon. Yeah, so here I just keep going back to, Doomweaver Valeria, who's an issue, but then I see an Ashland ban. So this could still be the same person, but it could be someone different. So first pick of Nero again, I go with Jonathan, and then I pick Alicia, just as a fast unit. She would be helpful to take out someone like Corruptorak or whatever. But here they go into Halia, and I think this is a different person at this point. So I end up picking Kasim because he's pretty good against Nero and Halia. I'm still booking Kasim. He's had some unfortunate books land in the wrong spot, so that's been frustrating. I do pick Zoltan here, just in case I get wiped by a Nero. And also, I wanted to pick Zoltan just in case this person had Zoltan, because Hakron and Zoltan is kind of annoying. And then it's Light Nick. So at this point, with the Ascended 1 Dark Hassle, I'm figuring I'm playing against D-Hop, which is a guy who's always at the top here with me. And then I pick Aurea. So I have to pick Dark Hassle, which is frustrating. But here, I have Aurea to keep the Light Nick at bay. He's got a pretty strong Light Nick. And then it also comes in handy to put the attack and defense down up on the Nero. So Aurea is pretty strong. I might have to rebuild her. Right now, I have her mainly in a focus build, but I might have to give her more tanky stats. So Halia goes for the speed buff. I end up trying to force down this Nero, and I luckily get not a weak hit from Alicia on the Nero, and I'm able to one-shot him. So chip damage from the Kasim ended up getting me there, and then Alicia finished it off. So here, I think I misplayed. I don't think I should have taunted the Halia, but I was doing that because I didn't want her to jump into Light Nick and reduce the taunt on him anyway. But here I'm feeling pretty good. I end up using my ult on the Light Nick, and it does like 0 damage. So I went back and I checked my Zoltan after that, and I don't know why. It must have just been a deflect, but it did absolutely nothing. And on top of that, he didn't get any of his buffs. So it was a weird thing that happened there. I don't know what happened. So anyway, he ends up one-shotting my other unit there, and now I'm just trying to focus down that Light Nick. I have to get his death immunity up because he could end up killing me. So here, now that the death immunity is up, I'm trying to kill Halia. I just miss. But I end up getting the counterattack from Zoltan, and then I focus down the Light Nick again here. So it's looking like it's going to come down to Kasim and Hakron, which I feel pretty confident in because the Kasim will get, dodge every once in a while. So I'm taking down the Hakron here a little bit because Kasim is going to end up being able to finish off the Light Nick. So he ends up killing the Zoltan there. I end up killing the Light Nick, and on Kasim's A1, he actually has the chance to steal buffs. So here, I ult again and put up the dodge, which ends up being huge. He puts on that second HP buff, but I end up stealing both buffs, which I think saved me from that taunt second attack. So that ended up winning me the game. So some Kasim action there. Alright, so into the next match here. So this one took a while to load. I'm not sure if we're playing the same person or not at this point. I end up going with, my Valeria band because it's just a hero that I don't like playing with or against. I do think that I might switch that pick, to Mathasia or Dark Hassel or Shark Solandre. A lot of those heroes just give me some struggles, so I'm wondering what to do here. So I actually end up picking Jonathan because against D-Hop, he's pretty strong, and D-Hop likes picking him as well. I also think Jonathan's a pretty good first pick. He's good against a lot of the meta. I haven't come across a whole lot of champions that are like strong against him. There are good heroes against him like Jabez and things like that. But anyway, I like him as a first pick. So then I see Holy Armor Virgil here, Ascended 2, which makes me think that this is Han, which is the guy who's in first place right now in RTA. And this Holy Armor Virgil is just a real pain in the tuchus. But then he picks Aurea. So I go with Nero, which is one of my stronger picks against Holy Armor Virgil. And ironically, so is Jonathan. But because his Holy Armor Virgil is so strong, I'm going kind of a tank route with Ralph, who ends up usually getting banned. But I wanted to pick him anyway, just in case. Here he goes with Afroine and then a Hackrin pick. So he's going to be tanky as well, which actually helps his Holy Armor Virgil even more. So here I'm debating whether I try and just keep going tank or if I go into someone like Jabez. But I end up going into Jocasta because she's slower. Well, she's faster than everyone that I've picked so far, so that would negate the Aurea taunt. And then I pick Levi. So Levi is actually one of my stronger counters against Holy Armor Virgil if he can stick around. He needs those attack buffs from the round limits. They get like 10% attack each round after round 3 or something. And with my team, Ralph sustaining my team and then my Nero being tanky with Jonathan, my Levi is a strong pick there. So I end up banning the Afro because I just don't think I could kill her. I do have decent picks against Jonathan and whatnot, but a strong enough Afro is just really hard to kill. So here he ended up banning Jocasta, but it was okay because my Levi has the highest attack and speed on this team still. And I get to go really tanky with Jonathan and Ralph and still have that RNG aspect with the Levi. So he ends up removing my shield with Aurea. And here I'm thinking of taking out the Corrupt Aurak just because of the stuns. They can be pretty frustrating and they don't trigger Jonathan's shield. So multiple things that are annoying for sure. So he ends up going after the Nero. I think that's kind of... It might not be the right choice. It might be. But Ralph just mitigates so much damage whenever he's A5. He doesn't... I don't think he needs the shield whenever he's A5. I don't have him in front of me. But I would always try and focus down Ralph because if he has a chance to get back around to the Corrupt Aurak, he can use Corrupt Aurak to remove the shield once he goes into his little barrel state and get rid of him once and for all, because he still mitigates damage in the barrel state. So here Levi is not stunned, and I'm trying to kill this Corrupt Aurak, but he is tanky and he doesn't die, so I don't refresh my dodges. Ralph ended up getting a nice couple of counterattack taunts whenever he has a shield if somebody on my team is attacked. he will counterattack with his basic ability, which has the option to taunt someone. So here I'm going after the Aurea because I don't want her to remove his shield whenever he goes into the barrel state, so he can keep deflecting damage. And he goes after the Nero again. And here I'm just trying to taunt people because I don't want them going after after Jonathan or Levi. So he ends up increasing his HP again and attacking Nero. And I finally get down the Aurea, so it was kind of just in the nick of time because now Ralph is going to go into the barrel state once he takes this damage. This Holy Armor Virgil is getting scary though. He's got max health times 2, and I basically need Levi to proc his ult whenever he attacks. Without that, I'm most likely not going to win, but it's one of the few ways that I can beat this A2 Holy Armor Virgil. So I'm kind of just focusing down this Hakron. I ult there, but he ends up weak hitting. So then Jonathan goes in for the attack down and defense down. There I was debating on chipping away the Holy Armor Virgil, but I ended up saving the attack down and defense down for when Levi goes, and as you see here, I got that ultimate proc, and that sealed it up for me. On to the next. Alright, and then our last match for the day, I end up banning Dark Val. This is again, maybe a minute and a half to queue with someone, so I don't know if it's the same person I just played or not. But I see an Ashlyn ban, which I think was the same pre-ban before, so I think I'm playing against the same person at this point. I can't remember. So then I see a Garnet that is Ascended 2, which is always scary when you see Ascended Light and Darks. But then there's an Aurea pick to counter my Halia. So here I'm thinking, at this point, my Alicia pick is with the idea to ban Aurea so I can still outspeed the Garnet to remove those pesky, block buff debuff. And then I see an Afro and then a Dark Nick. I'm thinking probably rethinking my ban because I banned Afro last time. But here I'm debating on Baron. And I think banning the Aurea and then trying to jump into Baron with Halia if he doesn't ban her. But I end up going with Jocasta to deal with the Garnet, and I pick Late Nick to kind of have the one-on-one with Dark Nick. So here I'm probably planning on banning Aurea at this point without seeing his last pick. But right at the end here, he ends up picking Holy Armor Virgil again. And with the team I have, I don't think I have enough power to kill the Holy Armor Virgil. So it was a good pick at the end, saving it where last time he first picked him. So yeah, I probably would have liked to have banned Aurea, and I probably should have, but I still don't know if I would have been able to beat that Holy Armor Virgil. I will say this time, though, he didn't have Hakron, giving him defense and, more HP, so I probably should have went with my gut and just banned the Aurea. Because as you'll see here, it doesn't end very well. He ends up taunting both Light Nick and Alicia. So here he's in a pickle because he doesn't want to waste the ult. So he ends up putting defense down on the Jocasta and the Light Nick. And here I end up ultimating with Jocasta. I don't think I should have done that, to be honest. And I make an even dumber move. where I use the ult of Nero, where I should have just tried to use my normal attack on Aurea, because then they get all these counter attacks. I'm still in a tough place now by making his Dark Nyx stronger, and it kills my Alicia, so I can't even kill the Garnet or even try to kill the Garnet. So that was a really bad misplay on my end. I should have banned the Aurea, and I should have just used the normal attack on Aurea. So here, I just quit. I see it's up, and yeah, that was a beating. I didn't ban well, and then on top of that, I made some misplays during that match. So anyway, shorter type of RTA video than you're used to, but it was only 4 matches. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll check you out on the next one. See ya.